Wait. How many characters are in there? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of How I Paint. So today I'll be working on a big commission. It's just, this one was a beast. It took me forever, and it was really like a trip into the unknown, because I when I started it, I didn't know how I was gonna go about it. I got a nice patron, I guess you can call it, contact me on Etsy and say, look, I want you to create for me a centerpiece for my playroom, and this crew of Dungeons and Dragons players that we each have our own persona and what have you, and we just want it to be painted up for us. So they gave me descriptions, and it was off I go, so here's my best shot. So when I started painting this out, I painted it out in black and white, monochrome, just trying to get my values, lay down the composition best I can. And shortly after that, I started working color over it. But so starting with gray tone first on monochrome, it's a very new technique to me, and I struggle with trying to figure out when it's the best time to transition from that value-driven monochrome over to the color. I don't know. I just figured, let me just give it a shot, because since this was such an ambitious piece for me, I figured that I would be in my comfort zone by starting with grays first. So after laying down the gray tones, for most of the values for each character, then it was a little bit easier once I put color over it. Who am I kidding? No, it wasn't. This piece was a challenging beast, really. I mean, I wanted it to be grand. I wanted it to be amazing, and it was the first time I really had been challenged to like bring to life someone's vision of their characters, in this world, in this Dungeons and Dragons. I can't even say it right. Dungeons and Dragons, I've always been fascinated by it. I've always loved the whole fantasy of it. So doing this was really exciting for me. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. Of course I had to be ambitious and put 2 different light sources in there and get all kinds of, or try to get all kinds of fancy, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, ultimately I thought it was cool, it was fun. After I put in at least the majority of the gray values, then I started to try to work in washes of warm gray and some blues and some reds, and I think I tried to keep it pretty neutral to try to still maintain an atmospheric sensibility to it. And I think it came together kind of nicely that way. It had a cohesion between the characters and the background, and it all felt like it was in one place, And then I just started working the colors over that, in varying degrees, the skin tone, the armor colors, the cloth, and various different things, the hair. It was a very interesting, very challenging situation, which leads me to go to something else that I wanted to talk about. And I don't know if you guys experienced this kind of issue, but because this piece took so long for me, I kind of felt like the artist that I was when I started the piece was not the same artist I was when I finished it. And I mean, I think every artist experiences that sense of growth as you work on a piece, right? And you start to get familiar with your brushes and familiar with how the color overlays, and you learn different techniques along the way, or you just develop a certain familiarity. And but one of the things I felt like I really struggled with in the midst of this piece was I find that I start with one idea of a style, and then in the end up with a completely different sensibility, and that might have something to do with the familiarity you develop as you create the piece. But I'm not sure. I mean, it becomes a kind of like a crisis of character, a crisis of self, almost like you think to yourself, well, am I good enough? Can I do this? And like you, almost like your brain tells you, I forgot how to do this, you know? And I don't know, like, there's kind of like an ebb and flow where it comes and goes. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't feel it. There are certainly days where you might not even feel like you can paint at all, and then other days you feel like you're floating and you can paint anything, and everything just comes out so easy. So yeah, well, like, going back, one of my major struggles with this piece was just that I felt like I almost forgot how to paint in the middle of it, and then I'm sitting here looking at it like, uh-oh, what am I gonna do? But I just kept on pushing. I pushed through that feeling, and I you know, there were some days that were better than others, but I mean, I wonder if you guys experienced this issue too, you know? Like, I mean, I think I would expect it to be a common issue, but I don't know. Tell me in the comment section what you guys think. I'd love to hear your feedback, because, you know, I think it happens to me a lot. You know, it's sometimes I'm thinking like I got this. I'm the king of the world. I've got it. And then there are other times where I'm like, just I can't do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I think that getting through this piece and, you know, coming to the end and it being successful, at least in my eyes, you know, really made me feel accomplished. It made me feel like, yes, I can do this, and yes, it is something that is in me that I don't know. I can't describe it better than that. It's just like, you know, it's there. You have it. You can do it. You know, and I wonder if you guys are experiencing the same kinds of things. So, I mean, I apologize for how long this thing is. You know, I know I'm going to break it down. It's going to be in 2 parts. And I know it's still going to be probably about a half an hour each. But, you know, if you guys stick through it and you watch the process, if you come to any point in it that you're like, hey, what was that? What did you do? If you have any questions, just drop me a line. I'll be happy to help you. I'll be happy to like answer any questions you got. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it for now. I mean, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I think I'm gonna work on some new stuff to to revive my channel. So please stick around. There's a lot of new exciting stuff coming. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.
What I be